Hello there my Jedi and Sith friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars video. Oh boy, do we have a lot of awesome stuff to talk about in this one, my friends. We're talking about the upcoming show Maul Shadow Lord. We're now just under 3 weeks away from the first 2 episodes dropping on April 6th, and a couple of nights ago we had the second trailer for it. I broke it down, but today we have some huge reveals, and it's a great day to talk about it, because 9 years ago to the day, the episode of Star Wars Rebels where Maul dies aired for the first time. Twin Suns, one of my favourite pieces of all Star Wars animation, but now they're going back with this show 1 year after the Clone Wars to fill in some of those gaps. Some say they should have done the time period between Solo and Rebels, but look, as Sam Witwer says, there's a reason they're bringing him back and doing it in this period of the timeline. I'm so excited, and I have to say the trailer we got on Monday was one of the best of all of Star Wars animation. And that's saying something because some of the Clone Wars trailers and those for the Bad Batch are pretty close to perfect. But the ones we've had for Maul are simply exquisite. And by the way, my friends, did you catch the Galen Marek reference? It's very poetic because Sam Witwer was also Starkiller in The Force Unleashed, and they just had Maul do one of his classic maneuvers, slicing the AT-ST in half. We are in for such a dark side treat. And today, the official Star Wars social media accounts posted the episode titles, 2 episodes a week starting April 6th and finishing on Star Wars Day, on May the 4th. Hopefully with those last 2 episodes, we do get something surprising, unexpected, and notice the final episode, episode 10, is titled Finale. This has led some Star Wars fans to think this has got to be a limited series. We're probably not getting a season 2, which to some might sound disappointing, but if they're able to pace the episodes right, every single one of them is maximized, and there are no, what we like to call filler episodes, then I think it's going to be fine. This could be an amazing self-contained story. So let's take a look at some of these titles, and as you're going to see, there is one of them which we have to talk about, and it could imply something huge. Let's get into it. Chapter 1, The Dark Revenge. Revenge is a big part of this show. Maul wants revenge over his former master Darth Sidious, and he's going to try and recruit a Jedi and use her pain as a weapon, assuming that she too wants revenge. They have a shared purpose, but we have to remember, as George Lucas said, revenge is not the way of the Jedi. It's why he changed the original title of Star Wars Episode 6 to Return of the Jedi, but George repurposed the word for Episode 3 for Revenge of the Sith. The Sith get revenge, the Jedi don't. And that's also rather poetic in this show. Maul being associated with revenge goes all the way back to his first appearance in The Phantom Menace. When he was still a Sith, when he was working with his master on the Grand Plan, he said this:
"At last we will have revenge."
Chapter 2, Sinister Schemes. I can imagine this being Maul recruiting certain people from his past, and also kind of dealing with the underworld syndicates. He might start to recruit his henchmen, Rook Cast, but I should just say, I'm speculating. So week 2, April 13th, we have Chapter 3, Whispers in the Unknown, and Chapter 4, Pride and Vengeance. Whispers in the Unknown sounds rather ominous. It's been implied that a lot of the early episodes are showing us where Maul is at, his psyche, processing the state of the galaxy and the new empire, and just formulating his plans. But we also know that in some way, shape or form, in a dream or in a vision, Savage presses back, and Whispers in the Unknown evokes that kind of Force vision where Maul is haunted by his past. Now we come on to some of the juicier episodes. It seems like the 3rd week is all about the Inquisitors, Chapter 5, Inquisition, and Chapter 6, Night of the Hunted. This might be when the authorities on Janix report him. This is when he gets back onto Emperor Palpatine's radar, and the 2 Inquisitors, the Crow and Marok, are sent. On April 27th, Chapter 7, Call to the Oblivion, and then Chapter 8, and this is the big one, The Creeping Fear. This is such a big deal because if you know your Star Wars history, then you know that the rumored title for Revenge of the Sith was originally The Creeping Fear, a title which spread around chat rooms and forums in early 2004. Star Wars fans were dying to learn the official title of George Lucas's 3rd prequel movie. Rumors were rampant, fans knew that Anakin was going to turn to the dark side, and so a lot of the titles were rather dark, but The Creeping Fear was the most prominent. And playing into those fan rumors, Lucasfilm had a bit of a sense of humor about it, because on April Fool's Day 2004, the official Star Wars website did confirm The Creeping Fear was going to be the title. Obviously, it was just a joke, but at the time The Creeping Fear gained a lot of popularity. People thought it sounded legit. Could this be the episode where Vader finds out the Inquisitors failed? And could this be where Vader himself decides to intervene? This might be the episode we get a sense of Vader is coming, he makes his intentions known, or it's hinted, and it's setting up the two-part finale. It's probably going to be in the last episode, but Chapter 8 might very well be the build-up. Either way, Maul has to escape. He's going to make it out alive, but as we know from Rebels, he's terrified of Vader, probably for a good reason. They wouldn't have named the episode this unless there was some kind of inherent connection. So if you wanted Vader, this might be our first proper hint. So then on Star Wars Day we have 2 episodes, the first one, Strange Allies, and this one eludes me because I would assume it was referring to Maul teaming up with the Jedi and Devon, but then that implies she's just going to appear in the last 2 episodes, which contradicts the way the show's been presented in the trailers, unless throughout the season she's been running from Maul, doesn't want to team up with him, and then at the end she does. Maybe she goes with Maul to fight Vader, and that's how she dies. But maybe the allies in question are someone else, where Maul seeks out the help of some unexpected forces. Is there a chance we get a big cameo in this episode? Could we see other Jedi survivors? Somehow links to the early rebellion? Maybe some other Mandos? Maybe a bounty hunter? Or a mercenary? It truly is a mystery, but a fun one. And then the last episode finale, episode 10. So some intriguing titles there, my friends. 10 episodes, not bad, and I'm really excited for episode 8. A reference to a false rumour from the early internet, and I've also seen a couple of others say it was the fake title of episode 1. I don't know if that's true, couldn't find too much information about it, but it was a rumour for Revenge of the Sith. I'm excited about this because of the possibilities within the episode, but I have to say, I am a bit wary of Star Wars becoming too self-referential. Easter eggs and meta references are fun, but sometimes they're a bit too on the nose. With this, it's just a fun nod for diehards, so we shouldn't take it too seriously, but I think there's a reason they've gone with this. Could this actually be the episode where Anakin, now Vader, fights his master's former apprentice? And keep in mind, Maul is someone who knows exactly who's under the mask. So if the two fight, imagine if Maul calls him Anakin by name and really gets under his skin. Maybe reveals what he knows about the Sith Grand Plan and tells him about Palpatine's selfishness and empty promises. But the reason Maul wants Vader dead is to kill Palpatine's strongest asset. Maul doesn't care about Vader. It's just to get to Sidious. It's a fight Star Wars fans have wanted to see for decades, so let's wait and see if it plays out. But with that said, my dear friends, what do you think of these episode titles? Are you excited for Shadow Lord? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and may the Force be with you always.